Welcome back, MJ fans. It's time for episode number 2 of Michael Jackson Weekly News. We've got the latest updates and fascinating stories about the King of Pop. Without further ado, let's dive right in. News number 1. Michael Jackson biopic set for 2025 release. Lionsgate announced that the upcoming biopic, Michael, will hit theaters on April 18, 2025. The studio is releasing the movie domestically, and Universal is releasing the film internationally. The film will begin production on January 22. Michael will bring audiences a riveting and honest portrayal of the brilliant and complex man who became the King of Pop. The film presents his triumphs and tragedies on an epic cinematic scale, from his human side and personal struggles to his undeniable creative genius, exemplified by his most iconic performances. As never before, audiences will experience an inside look into one of the most influential, trailblazing artists the world has ever known. Antoine Fuqua is in charge of directing the upcoming film, and Michael Jackson's nephew, Jaafar Jackson, will be stepping into the shoes of the legendary Thriller singer. Jaafar is the son of Michael's older brother, Jermaine Jackson. The script for the movie was written by John Logan, the writer famous for his work on Gladiator. "It's uncanny how much Jaafar is like Michael," Fuqua told Entertainment Weekly. "Sounds like him, dances like him, sings. It's really uncanny. Graham King, who is a fantastic producer, found him and introduced him to me, and I was blown away." Graham King is the producer, working alongside John Branca and John McClane, who manage Jackson's estate. The biographical film is designed to tell the complete story of the singer's life. It's not clear yet if the movie will touch on Jackson's controversies. Please share your thoughts in the comments section. We'd love to hear just how excited you are about this upcoming biopic.
We're just all very excited. And if you have any questions for Dunn, feel free to ask.
Moving on to the news number 2. Juliano Crew Valdi has been cast to portray young Michael Jackson in the upcoming biopic Michael. Juliano Crew Valdi, a 9-year-old actor, has been cast as Jackson from his early days in the Jackson 5. This opportunity is really important to me because Michael Jackson is the King of Pop, and he is very special in my heart. I've been dancing to his songs for 5 years now. He makes me feel really special and makes me feel good about myself. I love the energy of Michael Jackson, Valdi said in a statement. Crew has amassed nearly 150,000 followers on Instagram and is known for his Jackson-inspired dance moves and costumes. When Michael was very young, 11 years old, he astounded the world, possessing the spirit and talent of an adult. He was truly an old soul. He and Juliano have that in common, said producer Graham King. Beyond being a phenomenal young talent, Juliano is deeply inspired by Michael and his music, and has managed to translate that inspiration into a presence and performance that captures the true magic of young Michael Jackson. News number 3. Usher will perform the Super Bowl halftime show on February 11th. He was recently interviewed by Vogue magazine where he talked about his plan for the show and mentioned Michael Jackson.
Michael has paved the way for all of us. You know what I'm saying? To be able to see what he did with this moment starts it. And then to understand what Prince did with this moment ignites it.
Lately, I've been thinking a lot about Michael Jackson and Prince, and what R&B represents in a country where not long ago black artists like him had to go through the kitchen to be on stage. It has made me feel happy. It made me feel like I want to go out, and I want the world to smile when they look at me. I want them to feel something and feel my passion, my love, to feel that I was the right person to be in this position, and that I was the right person to bring this kind of energy and love and connection to the whole world. Usher's Super Bowl show could be a nod to the legacies of Michael Jackson and Prince, the two artists he often pays tribute to on his tours and shows, the two artists who inspired his entire performing career. News number 4. Remember the woman from Michael Jackson's Black or White? Well, her name is Yamuna Sangarasavam, and she is a trained Odissi dancer who was chosen to perform along with Michael Jackson on the LA Expressway with running cars in the background. Recalling her journey to the road of fame, she said that after hearing about Michael Jackson's call for ethnic and modern dancers, she had auditioned with 3,000 others, and when she got a call about being the selected one, she hung up the phone and began screaming with joy. In a recent interview, Yamuna spoke about her collaboration with Michael Jackson, praising his exceptional talent and highlighting his humble and kind nature. She revealed that Michael Jackson arranged for a Mercedes to pick her up and even brought a blanket for her mother, who was feeling cold on the set.
At the audition, Michael Jackson was not there. The choreographers and all the other, production people were there. And I was working for a sociology professor at the time, and so I picked up the phone, and they said, "This is the Michael Jackson production company. We'd like to offer you a position, and a role in the video, and it's a very special role because the choreographers and Michael Jackson want to perform a duet with you," which was just amazing. So that was just an extraordinary. And of course, I said yes. They organized for a transportation to come and pick us up. It was a Mercedes, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. There were times, so it was a 3-lane traffic, and they had stunt drivers. So that was live traffic that was flowing in front of us and behind us. So in 3 lanes, Michael and I were dancing in the center lane, and on the lane behind us and in front of us, there were traffic. So all these stunt drivers were driving. He's such an extraordinary icon of the 20th century, really, and into the 21st century.
Having grown up in northern Sri Lanka, Yamuna Sangarasivam has studied Western classical piano, Tamil Carnatic voice, and Bharatanatyam, while her father hails from Singapore and her mother is from Kuala Lumpur. Yamuna Sangarasivam had learnt 3 languages and had lived in Sri Lanka and North Borneo before she migrated with her family to the United States when she was 9 years old. Currently, she is working with Nazareth College in New York as a professor of anthropology, director of the Women and Gender Studies undergraduate program in sociology and anthropology, as well as director of the Women and Gender Studies program in Women and Gender Studies. You can even watch her rehearsing with the King of Pop. News number 5. Did you know the singer Crystal Cartier sued Michael Jackson for an alleged infringement of her song Dangerous, copyrighted July 18, 1991? Here's what happened. Cartier allegedly wrote a song called Dangerous in 1985. In January 1988, she recorded Dangerous as part of another song, Player. Then, in October 1990, she recorded Dangerous as a song by itself. This recording of Dangerous was copyrighted in 1991. Michael Jackson recorded a song also called Dangerous in September 1990. Jackson recalled that his version of Dangerous grew out of a song, Streetwalker, which he wrote with William Bottrell in 1985. After the release of Mr. Jackson's recording of Dangerous, Miss Cartier sued Mr. Jackson and others claiming the song infringed on her copyrighted song. Cartier was looking to gain $40 million from the lawsuit against Jackson. In the courtroom, Cartier claimed she'd written the song in 1985. To prove it, she needed a mixtape she made, but they couldn't find the mixtape, and the song disappeared with it. Jackson took the stand Monday and testified that he wrote Dangerous while listening to the bass track from another of his songs. He said no one helped him write it, and he denied ever hearing Cartier's song before she filed her lawsuit. Ultimately, the court ruled in Jackson's favor because there was not enough evidence to support the case against him. The prosecution had no substantial proof. Interestingly, Cartier was absent when the verdict was announced. After the initial ruling, Cartier decided to appeal the case, but the appeal was swiftly denied shortly after it was filed. And that's how Jackson wins Dangerous copyright lawsuit. News number 6. Did you know Michael Jackson and Martin Luther King had similarities? Martin Luther King Jr. and Michael Jackson were both heroic men that inspired people by demonstrated equal rights. Martin Luther King Jr. in his speech, "I Have a Dream," talks about equal rights for everyone and not just the African Americans. Michael Jackson in his song Man in the Mirror says we have to change ourselves before we change the world. Martin Luther King Jr. and Michael Jackson show both of these in their writings and song. However, Martin Luther King Jr. in his speech, "I Have a Dream," and Michael Jackson's song, Man in the Mirror, demonstrate peaceful protest, self-reflection, and equal rights for everyone. Martin Luther King Jr. and Michael Jackson both wanted to live in a world of peace. A portion of Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech can be found on Michael's song, History. And that's a wrap for episode number 2 of Michael Jackson Weekly News. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this episode, share it with your fellow moonwalkers, and if you haven't already, subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. If you have any stories, insights, or moments you'd like to see in our upcoming episodes, don't hesitate to let us know in the comments below. Stay tuned for more exclusive stories, rare insights, and the latest news about the one and only Michael Jackson.